Welcome to YLC, the Young Leaders Committee that promotes and grows youth leadership that ensures the future leaders lead from today by educating and inspiring them to soar higher and higher.
You are welcome to YLC, the platform to educate, enlighten, inspire, and encourage young people to delve into leadership from their youth. That is the best time to start to enter into leadership. You are particularly welcome to the 5th episode. And the theme of the 5th episode is managing the home front. And the first session is leadership and the home. That is session 1/5/1. Leadership in the home. That's the first segment of the new series titled Managing the Home Front. This session is merely an introduction to the major issues we are going to discuss in subsequent sessions. We want to look at the home. And we want to begin by saying that no man is indeed an island. Every man takes from his home certain things that define him. You also came from a family. That is your root. You will branch out to form your own family if you already have not. Whatever may be your perception, therefore, of your home from which you came, especially of your parents, you will likely reflect much of those things from your family. You have the family traits and genes in you. You have the family mark. It's obvious, clear, and can be seen, or is latent. You are nonetheless an ambassador of the family from which you came into this world. This is because a cat will always give birth to a cat, never to a mouse. What makes it a cat can't be totally obliterated. So it is with you and all humans. So denying the fact cannot change the fact. Face the truth squarely and early in order to grab reality and handle it in ways that will enhance your fortune and your future. Homes have their different characteristics and peculiarities. Though you came from one, you may not appreciate and accept everything that characterizes that family. So, take the pains to fish out as many of your family's characteristics as you can. And then want to suggest that you classify them into desirable and undesirable. Note, this is your own assessment. It may not be as objective as it should be, but work with it. That's good enough for a start. Can you come outside the box to reassess your classification? As difficult as it may be oftentimes, please try and come out of the box and reassess your family's characteristics as itemized by you. Let's face the undesirable traits first. Ask yourself if you can do anything to change any of the undesirable traits you have identified of your family. No matter how small the change may be, can you do anything? Decide how to shun them, how to avoid them, and then decide also to embrace the desirable traits you have identified of your family and work to develop them in your own life. There may be strong reasons why you can't change things you would want to see changed in your home. The question then is, can you change those things in other people and places if you can't change them in your own home? It's a big leadership question. The answer could be either way, so let's leave that. But a deep reflection on this challenge and your ability or inability to effect desired changes should produce in you a leadership quality or more. That is the essence of this exercise. And so I want to briefly examine 4 points on leadership and the home. That's what we are looking at today. Leadership and the home. It's like a prison. We want to turn it and check from various angles. First, leadership in the home. A school of thought holds that every human being is a leader. Such persons will probably embrace the definition of leadership as influence exerted to achieve a purpose. Again, if a cardinal part of leadership is to lead, guide, direct some other fellow to rightly and timely discharge their own responsibility, then every older child in the home is a leader. Leadership as influence takes it further up. A smart child that readily and often influences decisions taken in the home or even the way the parents do things can be called a leader in a sense. Ensure you exert a positive and not a negative influence in your home. Parents must manage their households well, with all dignity, keeping their children submissive. The home can actually be a place to practice leadership principles in readiness for the bigger society outside the home. It has, however, been observed that in spite of the fact that all parents are leaders, only a few actually think clearly about what leaders do. Having a clear understanding of what constitutes great leadership will help an individual to be an outstanding leader, both in and outside the home. A blogger presented 10 ways to show effective leadership in the family, while we added the flesh. 1. Stand tall from the front. This is talking about being an example. 2. Work in partnership with your spouse. By this, you will grow partnership and teamwork characteristics that you will need to use outside the home. 3. Act like a servant. Focus on serving them, meeting their needs, and practicing lowly servant attitude. 4. Live with humility. That is, learn from home not to boss people around at your workplace. It is at home you can learn it. 5. Think morally. This is the bedrock of a healthy society. 6. Never stop learning and growing. This aligns well with the axiom that a leader is a reader. 7. Have courage. This is the hallmark of decisive actions and venturing into the future. You will need courage. And 8. Have an open heart and mind. Be plain, open, and receptive. 9. Lead with the sure understanding that if you don't, someone else will, perhaps to your pain. And finally, lead from your knees. Those who believe in prayers can consider praying. However, every parent needs to consider the other aspect of this statement, which is to counsel with every child. Now we have looked at leadership in the home. Let's look at leadership over the home. Leadership over the home. Leadership over the home is a much bigger responsibility and the preserve of parents, especially fathers. His style of leadership will determine the atmosphere in the home as well as its health and wealth. The leader calls the shots, but you must mind how you go about this. The carrot and stick method is still a recommended approach for you to consider. Watch and ensure there is no dichotomy between your leadership in the home and at the place of work or business. At least ensure that adverse situations at your place of work do not impinge on the atmosphere in your home. Your leadership style at home might be carried to your leadership at your place of work or business. This might be dangerous as the level of authority at home and office differs significantly. So take heed. We have seen leadership in the home, leadership over the home. Let's look at leadership from the home. There is controversy as to whether leaders are made or born or both. You can learn leadership at home and practice it at your place of work. On the other hand, you may have the natural characteristics of a leader and take it from your parents, and that may help you to greatly succeed as a leader outside home. The latter explains the puzzle why many monarchies have smooth natural successions. Parents can build on this by establishing a leadership structure in the home. Learn leadership at home. In conclusion, leadership in the home is an essential practice that is often taken for granted. It has much to say about leadership outside. Ensure a friendly, healthy, and convivial atmosphere at home. It is where you must resort if you don't plan to loaf around. It is where you are to unwind. Therefore, serenity at home must be taken seriously, and it is a product of leadership. Thanks for tuning in. We will delve into more concrete stuff in the next few weeks that follow. Please like and share this message. It might save a family and shape the leadership of your friend or relation. Do send your questions and comments below or via our email, which you will find on the screen. Thank you. See you at the next session.